Hello guys, today we are going to uh, work on Java Enum, right? So why we are learning Java Enum, you should have to understand first, right? So let's begin and understand first what is Java Enum. Java Enum is a Java data type and which contains a fixed set of constant, you can say, right? So if you are working with some constant, like if you want to work with days of a week, right? Like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And if you want to some work on you can say spring season, right? Seasons like spring, summer, winter, autumns or fall, right? And similarly some constant like you have color red, yellow, blue, green, white, black, right? And if you also want to work with some directions, a constant like north, south, east, west, right? So these are the values that we do not have uh, uh, in somewhere, right? We do not have the data type as, right? So we can say these are a fixed set of constant that is used in a particular you can say a position, right? Particular position, you can say a particular things, you can say like week we can say, direction we can say, season we say, color we can say, right? So in that place we use generally these things. So we should have all the constant in capital letter, right? Why I'm saying that? Because if we keep those in capital letter, we have the enum constant in capital letter. Okay, so better we keep capital letter so that we understand that this is the enum for our class, right? So in Java, enum can be thought as a class, you can say, right? All the classes we can say, so which is just a fixed set of constant, we can say a variable that doesn't have that doesn't change, right, the value. And so the Java enum constant are a static and final implicit nature, right? So it came in Java 1.5, and after that enum used to create our own data type through the classes, we can say. So enum data type, generally people also say enumerated data type, right? So it is used to define an enum data type, enum in Java, right, you can say. Or unlike C and C++, enum is we can say enum in Java is a more powerful than C and C++, right? So we can define any enum either inside the class or outside the class. We can define it, right? So Java enum internally inherits the enum class, and so we can say that it cannot inherit any other classes because it inherits internally enum class, right? So we can implement many interfaces through this, and we have the set, we can say we have different things like fields, we have constructor, we have method, we have and main method we can use in the Java enum, right? So some of the points we are going to remember for the Java enum, that is the we can say enum improve our type safety. Enum can be easily used in the switch, enum can be traversed, and enum can have field constructors, methods, and enum may implement many interface that cannot be extend any class because it internally extend enum class, right? So we will see some of the points like why enum improve the safety, why enum can be easily used in the switch, why enum can be traversed easily, and some other factors like constructor, fields, and methods we will see in the program code, right? So we are going to write some of the program that will help to us writing the code, right? So let's understand. I am going to create here. First, what should we do? We are going to create enum before the class, you can say. Here you can write, or either above you can write, right? So better we are going to write here. We are going to write public enum. Enum is a data type we are going to use, and like we have some you can say fruit size, right? Fruit size we can use, right? Fruit size we can use here, and then we can define here any fruit like small. So I'm going to use a small, medium, and we can say large, right? So we have some of the fruit size that we have, right? And we are going to create the main method code, right? So what we will do, I want to traverse the data, right? How to traverse, how to traverse the enum, right? कैसे traverse करना है, let's see here. So first what we have for loop we have, and we want to create fruit size traversing, right? So how we will do that? See, we have the we know the data type, right? So we can use any fruit size f. I'm going to fs, I'm going to use fs, we are going to use, and you know the for, right? What we will do, just we keep the all the values here, right? So I'm going to use all the values here, yeah, all the values here, right? And this loop will going to execute, right? So let's understand sys out, and I'm going to pass fs here so that we can execute it, right? So let it go. Okay, here we are. So as you can see here in this example, what we have did that we are trying to pull all the values through the for loop, and we are going to print one by one, right? So there is some other way we can also use, like this is the first way we can do. Another way we have, what we can do, we can write a system out.println. Inside that we have the fruit size, we know, right? So what we have fruit here, as we know here, fruit dot value of, you can use any of this, you can use, right? So I'm going to use this method, and we can pass the value here, right? So what is the value here? We have this one, right? So I'm passing this, right? So what should it come, right? So let's see, run it, and either you can call through that way or in this way, right? So we can get the value of a small as a small, right? Okay, so I hope you understand these things. So we have some of the questions that you may have maybe asked in the interview room, that is what is the purpose of values method in the enum, right? Like I have used here values I have used, and then I have used here, right? So what we can say, see the values method, that is here fruit size, that value we have used. What is the use, right? What is the purpose? See, the Java compiler internally adds all those values when it creates the enum, right? When it creates the enum here, so it creates, when it creates the enum, it adds all the value there, right? So the values, so this values method returns an array that is contain that contains all the values in the enum. Whatever the values inside the enum, it will return all the values because it has added already while creating the enum, right? So this is the purpose. Second, what is the purpose of values of, right, that I have created here, right? So what we can say that values see, Java compiler internally adds all the values using the value of method, right? So when it creates an enum, uh, we have all this value inside the enum, right? So when we want to call the value of, right, and we used to pass the string constant here, so it will return the value, it will check all the values and it will return the value, right? So it's returning here. Similarly, you can pass any of this small, medium, large enum data type here, and it will return you the constant. What is the constant it have? It will return you. So whenever you want to get call the values and want to get the exact name, right, or the constant name, you should have to pass the same like this, like fruit size values. Whatever you are creating, a big project, a small project, you should have to call like this only, right? So there is some another method also, you can call like original here. Okay, original, I think we have, right? Yeah, we have. So here we have another method original. So some if you're going to run the program, so let me run first the program. So as you can see in the console, we are getting a value 0. Why? Because the Java compiler internally adds the original method when it creates the these a small, medium, large as a enum data type, right? So the original method return the index of the value, right? Whatever the index we have, so this is the first index. If we are going to pass this one, right? So I'm just copy paste here. Okay, you can type. So I'm going to right click and check uh, after running the program, I will see the console. So now you can see index 0, 1, and this is 2, right? So this is a very simple example that you can understand what is the index of the enum data type in the enum, right, in the fruit size as enum, and what is the value, what is the index of the value, right? And similarly we have considered value of and the original method of the enum, right? So one more thing, if you are working with you can say switch, right? So it gives you very good way to work with the switch, right? Because you do not need to write much code, right? Let me comment it first and we will go for the switch. So if someone wants to understand uh, what is the you can say fruit size and those things, so what you can do, you can just create an object of this, right? How we'll do that? Let me create, and the fruit size I'm going to use fruit size f in the small. I have created just an object, and what we can do, we can write the fruit dot any one of these we are going to use, right? So I'm going to use medium here, right? And I'm going to use switch statement. What we have in the fruit size, we have medium in the fruit size, right? So what we can do, we can write a switch statement, and we can pass the value here, right? So what we have in the fruit size, right? We have the fruit like this here, fruit size we have, right? And then what we can use, we can use here switch statement, and now we can use all the cases, right? We know the case, what we have to write in the case, the whatever the case you have, like we have a small here, we can pass a small, and then we can use like this, and whatever the value we have inside that, yeah. So I'm going to pass a very simple message. Okay, this fruit size is like this. Okay, so you can use the fruit size. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I can write is a small, right? Fine. Similarly, what we can do, we can just break it to not go to the other case. And similarly, we can create the other methods here, right? So we can go here and we can say small, medium we have, and we can say this is medium. Okay. Another we have case, what we have the case, large, I think, right? So we have large, and similarly we have sys out. In the sys out, what we are going to do, this fruit size is large. Now we can use break, right? And after that we are going to use a default case. Okay, default. Okay, and in this default, what we can reuse, a very simple method I'm going to use, sys out, and then we can pass any other undefined undefined size, right? Fine. So let it go and run the program first. Whatever we have writing this here, let it go. Okay, so what we have written here in the medium, we have medium. What we have taken, medium we have taken. If we are going to use large, right, we have to use large here, right? So it should run this in this line of code, right? So let's see the console. Yeah, we are getting this. If you are using any other larger, if you are using here anything, if you are trying to use that, so it will not work, right? Because we do not have like that. Okay, so fine. And let's say if we do not have large here, we have not created large here, and we are trying to find, then it should go to the default, right? Because this is not the small and medium case, this is the default case, right? We do not have the large case. Okay, so thank you guys. If you have any doubt in the Java enum, please ping me in the comment box. I will give you reply that will help you. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please let me know. Thank you.